Just finished harvesting these cauliflower. Which too we've already eaten, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
They really have been amazing. What I want to do now is to clear this so that we can prep it, and the next sowings or plants can go in here. These are a variety called Velkeren. Sounds German, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And they were really good cauliflowers, weren't they?
Lovely collies, yeah. Yeah. Took a long while to get there, but we got there eventually.
Yes, as we said in the Sow With Us video before this one, things that you want to eat in autumn or the following year, they take a lot longer to grow. That's why you need to sow the seed much earlier on in the year. Now, in today's video, we need to do a bit of maintenance to some potatoes, but we're all but there with the rocket potatoes. We're just shy of 10 weeks, a couple of days or so. So I think we should see exactly what we've got. Hello and welcome back to our Newdig Norfolk garden. There are plenty of jobs that do need to be done during April. You saw a taste of them a couple of videos back. And I have quite an important one to do now. You can see that the potatoes in the outside plots are growing quite well. And if you grow your potatoes in the traditional way, you will have left a wide row between them so that you can draw the soil up over and hill them up. But with Newdig, we don't do that. What we do is add compost to them. Now, you can do this at any time, really. Some people do it just before they're about to harvest, but I actually prefer to do it now. Reason being is that by the time these get up here, you have to walk between them and you can break their stems. You don't know if you're standing on emerging potatoes. And as these are only first and second earlies, they only need a light bit of compost anyway. It's just to stop them going green. Whereas with your main crop potatoes, you probably do want to wait a while because you do need to put a fair bit on there in order that they don't go green. Obviously, being main crop potatoes, they would be producing roots off their stems and you would have more potatoes. So, this is a job I like to do when they're about this size. And we just need some compost just around, quite near them actually, because they form their potatoes near the surface in Newdig. This really is as easy as the job gets. I used to find it quite heavy going and quite hard work actually when we, before we were Newdig, just getting these all mounded up. And that's a job done. Another one to cross off our list, Mrs. W.
Yeah. We'll cross one off the top and I'll add 2 on the bottom. There's always more jobs to do.
And you know, I know that you generally always see me on camera, but you know, myself and Mrs. W, we are a team. And whatever job we're doing, whether it be sowing, whatever, putting this compost on, it's always a task that's shared together. First 2 tubs of potatoes we actually put out, I think you look back, it was the 8th of February, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So they're almost there at 10 weeks, as I say, just a couple of so days short of the 10 weeks. And rocket potatoes are reputed to be ready within 10 weeks. The other thing that's telling me that they must be getting near that is that if you look at these other ones that we planted at weekly intervals, they're a really nice lush green. But by the time you get to these last 2, they're actually a really light green.
Starting to go a little bit yellow, aren't they?
Yep, they're starting to go a little bit yellow, as you say, and the stems are falling over and they're much more brittle.
And ultimately, Barry, you can't wait any longer. You're just too impatient to wait another few days, aren't you? For your potatoes.
I wouldn't say that. Not exactly. New potatoes.
You do it every year.
But new potatoes are so lovely.
I know.
You're cooking me a lovely piece of roast beef for later on today. New potatoes. And one of those cauliflowers are going to go very,
Lovely.
very nice with it.
It certainly will. Go on then, let's have a look.
Now the others that are in there, I'm actually going to leave until they actually do die completely off. By the way, all of this material that I'm cutting off here, these stalks, some people say you shouldn't compost potatoes, especially if they've got or had blight. We put everything onto the compost heap. Doesn't seem to affect much.
We just don't seem to have any blight on these though. These are
No, there won't be any
nice and
blight on
healthy,
these. No,
haven't
it's
they?
far too early in the year. Now, the straw has done its job in that actually they're really quite moist on top here. Indeed, there's some more material that can actually be added to the compost heap. I can see a potato, Mrs. W.
Oh.
So there must be potatoes.
Oh yes, I can just see one down
There.
the side there. Yeah.
So when it comes to new potatoes, what we're not looking for is huge potatoes. I can see potatoes, Mrs. W.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Lovely.
So let's...
Lovely roots going around there, isn't there?
There are.
That's the seed one. Oh,
There's a seed potato.
there's a baby one. Let me get the... Shall I get that? There we go.
Those look.
They're nice little ones, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. You'll thank me for this, Mrs. W.
I will. I will. I'm getting hungry thinking about it now.
Another seed potato.
Yeah. And how many potatoes did we put into this bucket originally?
I put 3 in here.
3 in each, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I put 3 in here. So actually, they are right, there are potatoes that you can eat after 10 weeks from the rocket potato. There you go, that's how they form, look.
See, if you have to left those in, we'd have 2 more.
If I'd left these in, of course, they would have got a bit larger. But this is the joy of growing your own, isn't it? You can harvest things whenever you want. You don't have to let them go their full term.
Not bad sizes, actually. Some of them aren't.
They're not bad sizes at all.
Lovely. But you can see there's lots of little ones that would have formed.
Yes.
We would have had a much bigger harvest had we left them. So hopefully the ones that are left in the tunnel now, as you have just said on camera, you've been witnessed by all of our viewers saying they're going to leave them
They will
to
be.
die back. We shall see.
They will be. And actually we'll probably go 12 weeks and they're just about done anyway, the rocket potatoes. So.
There's a little one just on the top there.
And if you didn't see our original video back in February when we planted these, this is our homemade compost. That's all those potatoes have grown in. And they've been kept in the polytunnel all of their life. And one thing we will do is reuse this compost. Still got plenty of life in it, and even if, you know, some of the nutrients have been taken out, for a new dig garden, this will add a lovely mulch layer on top. But what you do want to do is to make sure you put all the potatoes out.
Yeah, we have a few volunteers every year somewhere, don't we?
We do.
Let's have a look at the harvest. Oh, look at those.
That's going to be a lovely meal for us later on today.
That'll be 2 or 3 meals for us, I think. That's lovely.
Absolutely
looking forward
gorgeous.
to those. Mm-mm.
I won't harvest this plant for another week and a half, and that will go to 12 weeks. And then from there, we know that we sowed these week on week. So hopefully, we'll have new potatoes through the majority of May.
Yeah, we should, shouldn't we? Yeah.
Until these first 2 rows of Casablanca will grant us their harvest. Do let us know in the comments, did you start some potatoes off early? Did you grow them indoors in a conservatory or in a poly like us or in a greenhouse? And if so, when did you start them and did you get a nice harvest? I remember when I was a little boy, we always used to go to the greengrocer and they'd have the Jersey Royals.
Oh yes, oh yes. When I first left school, which was many, many moons ago now, I went to work in a local little supermarket sort of thing, and our first delivery of the season of new potatoes were the Jersey Royals, and they always came in a Hessian sack.
Yeah.
And it was a bit like a lucky dip, because they were filled with the sack was filled with compost with the potatoes in. But when you gathered them out, when you took them out, they still scraped so easily. It was fantastic, really. It really was
Amazing.
And that was the way that they used to transport them and keep them as fresh as they ever could. I mean, I've never seen that since then. I'm going back quite a few years.
There's some insight, folks.
Exactly.
And, you know, let us know in the comments, do you remember when the Jersey Royals used to come in? To be here in April, because over here on the mainland it wouldn't be until May at the earliest.
Yeah, that we ever got a
Before
new
we
potato.
got new potatoes. So what are your memories of those Jersey Royals being available for us to have as new season potatoes? Yes, that's not the biggest harvest that we're going to get. The others will actually come on to, so that the majority of them are large potatoes. But I will say this. Growing your own does mean you can harvest exactly when you want. And when we started this video first thing this morning, it was quite a cloudy, dull beginning. The sunshine is now starting to come out, and it feels a lovely day to have some nice new potatoes on our plates. Do have a great gardening week, won't you all? And we shall see you again on Sunday.